Of all the Xbox game studios we've featured in our monthly spotlights, World's Edge is unique. Created as caretakers of the Age of Empires IP, World's Edge doesn't actually build any games. Rather, their mission is to tap the top talent in the real-time strategy space and empower those teams to deliver great RTS experiences. Founded in 2019, the story of World's Edge is just beginning. To understand where they fit into the grander scheme, we need to go back to the 1990s, a golden age for the RTS genre. Age of Empires was created by Ensemble Studios, which was spun out of the Ensemble Corporation in 1995 by Tony Goodman, brother Rick Goodman, and John Boog Scott. They had a passion for games but no experience. Tony Goodman's passion took hold as a child when he was in a club called the Historical Simulation Society along with Bruce Shelley. Shelley went on to co-design Sid Meier's Civilization, so when Goodman was looking for talent to join Ensemble, Shelley was a top pick. With Ensemble, Goodman wanted to create the greatest video game the world had ever seen. Now, all they needed was a brilliant idea. The concept for Age of Empires came together organically. The team shared a love of strategy games and history, and the RTS genre was on the rise. All signs pointed in one direction. Ensemble looked at Warcraft, Command & Conquer, and Civilization with a mind to combine their best features and to succeed where those games fell short. No simple feat. Ensemble started with a small demo. All you could do was chop trees at the time, Goodman recalls, but it looked kind of like Age of Empires. It was an effective calling card. Former Microsoft General Manager Stuart Mulder knew it was worth signing right away. It was actually pretty amazing because what we saw in this very, very limited demo was the heart of what we loved about Age. In 2001, Microsoft acquired Ensemble outright. The original Age of Empires made quite a splash. It sold millions of copies, won several awards, and many critics lauded the game's combination of building and conflict. In an already crowded RTS space, Age stood out. Age 2 was the perfect blend of familiarity and innovation. New mechanics and improved multiplayer propelled the series to new heights. A universally acclaimed bestseller, Age 2 is now regarded as one of the all-time greats. Age 3, which benefited from lessons learned from the 2002 spin-off Age of Mythology, was another hit with gamers and critics. It won several RTS of the Year awards, and IGN called it a superbly balanced and polished game. Ensemble Studios closed after finishing Halo Wars in 2009, and new Age content was relatively sparse for the next few years. However, the seeds for the series revival were already being planted. Age of Empires 3 relaunched on Steam in 2009, and Age of Empires 2 HD Edition followed in 2013. According to Shannon Loftus, the head of Microsoft Game Studios Publishing, who would go on to lead World's Edge, this ignited a fresh wave of interest in the franchise. We recognize that gamers live and play in lots of different places, not only on consoles, Loftus told Windows Central. And Age of Empires is just such a slam dunk, obviously, to revive and bring back, and also bring Microsoft back into the PC development era. And so, Age's resurgence became a foothold in the new path Microsoft was forging for gaming. It was about meeting gamers where they were and offering experiences for every kind of gamer, including RTS fans on PC. Reviving Age meant going back to the beginning. Fortunately, dedicated fans had kept the original games alive with a variety of mods and homebrewed expansions. Age of Empires Definitive Edition has its roots in this community-generated content. Joe Staten, creative director at Microsoft, explains how they came to work with Forgotten Empires, the studio that grew out of this modding community. For us, it was a really easy call. We've got a group of super talented developers, and we've got this great game that people still love. What can we do to modernize it? Like an advancing army, Forgotten Empires, supported by Tantalus Media, next set their sights on the definitive edition for Age of Empires 2. The 4K remaster launched in the fall of 2019, taking the torch from the 2013 HD edition, which had also been growing in popularity. In May 2020, PC Gamer called it by far Steam's most popular RTS. To this day, Age 2 Definitive Edition has tens of thousands of daily concurrent players on Steam, making it a permanent fixture on the platform's top 100. Age 2 is a hard act to follow, but Forgotten Empires and Tantalus produced another faithful 4K update with Age 3 Definitive Edition. Most recently, the United States has been added as a playable civilization. So when and how did World's Edge enter the picture? Loftus explains that the studio formed organically. Gradually over time, we added people like Adam Eisgreen to the people that were focused on Age. And so we had achieved what I would call a critical mass of commercial success with these games on Steam. And after that, it became pretty easy. The studio was formally announced at E3 in 2019 with the name revealed at XO19, alongside a first look at Age of Empires 4 gameplay. By this time, Age of Empires 4 had been in development for 2 years at Relic Entertainment, the studio behind Company of Heroes and Warhammer 40k Dawn of War. Loftus said the radio silence was deliberate. "We're going to let Age 4 talk for Age 4, Loftus said. "I've learned, the hard way, that promising features that then don't pan out is much worse for gamers than having folks maybe wait a little longer to learn what's in the game." While hype was minimal, other communication channels were opened. A community council was established in 2017, and player input became a key component of Relic's design loop. Emma Bridle, director of consumer voice at World's Edge, explained that we've poured through every piece of feedback and we've made real, tangible changes based on what they've told us. Making players part of the process speaks to World's Edge's vision for Age and the studio. Loftus believes that Age isn't ours anymore. We're stewards. It belongs to the community and it belongs to the globe. With all hands on deck for the October 2021 launch of Age of Empires 4, no one's really talking about Age of Empires 5 just yet, but World's Edge has been vocal about something they're not going to do: mess with the formula. "We could explore things internally," creative director Adam Eisgreen says, "but we have such great partners. Forgotten Empires loves the franchise. We love them," he explains. "We're not going to take their experiences away from them to go in-house." The same goes for Relic and Tantalus. Among all the IPs in the Xbox family, Age of Empires may have the blurriest boundaries between its creators and its community. This unusual dynamic has served the series well for years, so it makes sense for World's Edge to keep a good thing going. World's Edge may not create games directly, but its mission is the same as every other Xbox game studio: putting gamers at the center of world-class gaming experiences. They just do it a little differently than everyone else. Hey, thanks for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, be sure to check out some of the other Xbox Studio spotlights that we've got on our channel. And be sure to follow our channel, Expert Zone North America, and hit that little bell notification to be notified anytime we've got a new video. Thanks again.